that much.
I have a thing that I'm excited about. So I sometimes make these paramotor videos, and in this little world, people know me. There's a guy whose job is to fly helicopters, and he's going to land in my front yard tomorrow and take me to lunch by helicopter.
Nice.
How cool is that?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Where are you going to lunch?
I didn't ask. I don't know, like, which restaurants have helicopter parking? Maybe Cracker Barrel? Like, I'm not sure.
I'm actually curious. You can find out when you go. When you're near the helicopter, because those blades are going fast, so they're whipping up everything. Is your cape going to get sucked into the rotors? Do they give you weights to put on the bottom?
Capes.
So
They give you weights like a shower curtain. Those are my tactical cape weights. Don't touch them. Those are from Sky Mall. Yeah, those are $45 a piece. I'm broke. Yeah.
Like, I've got these dumbass thoughts in my head. Like, I don't know what his helicopter looks like, so I hope I get in the right one. It could.
Wait, how many helicopters are landing in whatever area you're going to?
Right,
You just walk around.
Definitely, just get in the first one that lands. It'll work out.
What if
fine.
he lands and it's like a Ford Pinto version of a helicopter? Are you going to be upset?
I think the helicopter has something to do with agriculture. Maybe let me see.
A crop dusting helicopter.
Is he going to have like that scaffolding back in?
He sprays power lines with it, so it can't be too small, I guess. And I don't know why you spray power lines. Like, you make them clean or coat them with gel. I don't know.
Refills their electricity.
Oh, all right, now I know.
What are you using it to enslave the American people?
So
that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
I don't know why you spray power lines, but that's the kind of helicopter it is.
Okay, so my thoughts ran a little bit. So my first question was going to be, is this rated to fly? Well, my first question is, do you need a different license to like fly in a city versus flying over crops? I imagine you must. And then my second, right, like you can, if you can fly a helicopter like on a farm, there's no way you could just fly it around through a city, right? There must be some ordinance
you're
or
off
some
target on that.
No,
you think you can?
In planes. Yeah, in planes you can fly anywhere. I don't know if I imagine the helicopter license is similar, but yeah.
So if you have a helicopter, you can just fly around buildings and shit. You're cool to fucking go wherever.
So there's like imagine like a wedding cake upside down over cities. There is areas that the FAA will not let you fly in at a certain size unless you requested it in advance. And if you do, they will send somebody to find you wherever you land. You can ask in advance, but like in LA, they're not going to let you fly around downtown Los Angeles for any reason. They'll just tell you.
Okay.
It's not a grade of license, so it's usually a size of craft and what you're doing with it.
But if you like, as a joke, maybe you and your friends got helipads in your little suburban houses, you could just fly a helicopter from one friend's house to the next. No problem.
Yeah.
Oh, holy shit, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, my follow-up question was going to be, if you're flying helicopters around in areas you're not supposed to, who do they send after you?
Everybody.
The police helicopter,
like,
right?
Is it the police helicopter that comes after you? Because it wouldn't be like, they wouldn't fly planes after you, would they? Would it just be, do they just follow you until you run out of gas, or they try to shoot you down?
They'll meet you wherever you land.
They shoot you down over an urban area. Yeah.
They'll track you the whole way through, and they'll meet you wherever you land if you decide to start fucking around.
I had police waiting for me once.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
In my paramotor, yeah, they someone had called in and said terrorists were dropping packages, and so when we got to land, the policeman was at the airport, like, waiting for us, and I was like, "Well, I promise you, like, we didn't drop anything. Like, that's not a."
What an asshole that person is.
And he's like, "No, you were the packages. Like, clearly you're not." But that's what they thought. They thought that us flying around with our little paragliders was terrorists dropping packages.
Man, let's hope that ISIS never gets that advanced. They fly paramotors into big buildings and just end up dying.
Well, after all the school shooter plannings, that went on in this episode, they might not be too far off the mark. You could be some kind of sleeper fucking ISIS agent or some shit, inspiring the next generation of terrorists. I'm
going to take that as a compliment that you like my plans.
That's exactly what this show is all about. It's an undercover ISIS op. I know lots of things about Islam. Muhammad's the main guy. They do not care for pork. And there's an aisle in every grocery store where Jewish and Islamic people buy, Muslim people. See, I know what they're called. That's how much I know. Yeah. I don't ever want to learn to fly. Seems hard and scary. I know you can, Dick.
Yeah, it's fun. It keeps you occupied. It will
worst financial decision you'll ever make.
Yes.
Behind a boat, probably.
So stop doing it.
You think planes are behind boats? Oh, sweet summer child.
I'm far and away the poorest person on the show.
No, I think planes are a worse financial decision than boat. But I guess the sky's the limit with either one of them.
Wait, I'm super curious about that. So, like, let's say that I wanted whatever the fuck a small helicopter would be. I don't know what the name would be, but it's just like a mosquito to like fly around and have fun in. Like, what is like your upfront investment for this type of thing? Assuming you have the license and everything, and then like, what's your year-to-year maintenance on something like this? Are we like in the tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars, or what are we at?
Shucks, one of the guys I worked with had a helicopter. And I want to say he bought his helicopter used, and it was a little less expensive, like 60 or 75 grand. And then after a year or two, it was grounded because it needed a $30,000 annual like maintenance or something.
Yeah, fuck that. Okay, never mind.
Yeah,
I already lost interest.
Right? Like you have to have real disposable cash to pretty much buy a new car every year.
2 or 3 roofs, I think. $30,000. Okay, on that one. All right.
Planes for sale. Near me.
You don't want to travel.
Cessna 414A Chancellor is $25,000. And this is not that cool. Look, I guess that's pretty cool. Yeah.
The helicopter.
What can we talk about next to get him to Google something that'll get the FBI to show up, knowing that he just Googled planes for sale near me?
Yeah.
What's the next topic on the show?
Planes for sale.
Largest building in downtown Chicago. Do you know what that is? Can you look it up for us? I'm just curious.
Oh, the Sears Tower. Most vulnerable floor. Yeah, we just we know you're going to buy a Cessna. Man, this is actually not as much as I thought it would be.
Well,
$25,000 for a plane.
I'm pretty sure if you buy a $25,000 plane, your next step is to put $20,000 in maintenance into it. Dick, does that sound rightish?
I knew a guy who, I mean, it depends on the plane. I knew a guy who built one while I was doing it, and it cost him like $4,000. It looked like a death trap. Like it looked like
it was a plane. Did it have like? Was the inside separate from the outside?
It looked like a submarine that you'd use to smuggle drugs. Like it was like a giant cigar that was it. Room for one guy. He was kind of he had his stunt pilot's license though, or whatever they called that. So he was a bit of a daredevil.
Do you know what the kit was called?
No, I do not.
I can't imagine a $4,000 plane.
I get aggravated putting together chairs from IKEA. I can't imagine being smart enough to put together a whole or just being dedicated enough, I guess. It's just following the instructions, like, and also knowing how to fly.
If I was semi-suicidal and didn't have a kid, the one investment that looks like the most dollars per fun you could get for some crazy awesome shit is definitely a fucking motorcycle.
I knew you were going to say that, and I think you're right.
When I looked at some of those real fast bikes, I'm like, man, what is it, like 50,000, 60,000? Like $5,000 or $10,000 gets you a really fucking nice bike. It's really fucking way faster than any fucking shit you get in a car. Oh my god, that.
Have you ever driven a motorcycle? Like done
no. That? I mean, I could drive like a manual car. I could drive a bike. So I'm sure if I connect the two, I could probably figure it out. But yeah, I'm so scared of I know so many people that like have been in motorcycle accidents, and goddamn, you're like inches from death every time you're on the road.
And we have someone in our patron chat. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, who lost use of his arm forever because of that.
And he still has the arm?
He still has the arm.
That would be even worse.
Yeah, he still has it.
With this tentacle on your body.
Well, it's in a sling. He's not just letting it, fly. But yeah, he like some old biddy pulled up into an intersection as he was screaming down the road, or I guess going the speed limit. I don't fucking know. Better story if it's screaming down the road. And she was the one running the red light. Like he had a full green, and he collided, went into their car, like through the window, like in the passenger side, and just got his arm fucked up. And so that sucks. But I agree with you, Dick. If I lose function in my arm, I want them to just nip that in the bud. Just get it off. It'll make me feel better because I won't be as fat as I am right now. Like,
there you go. You'll weight loss. Yeah, 170. I'm back to my college weight. Awesome.
Just looking at a terrible arm.
You could lay with your wife or girlfriend without your arm falling asleep anymore. That'd be nice.
I used to go off-roading all the time with a guy who got in a motorcycle accident, and I can't fully visualize the nature of it, but someone was making a left-hand turn in front of him. He smashed into like the front tire from the side. And here's where I get a little lost. He says he flew through the air in like the sitting position and then just sort of glided across the air and landed and hit the asphalt while seated. So he was mostly paralyzed. When I saw him was years later, and he could walk, but it was a shitty walk. Like he had 2 canes, but not like cool canes, like the kind that go around your wrist. And when he walked, it was almost like Timmy from South Park, where like he put a lot of energy on those canes. Like you could tell they were doing half the work.
Jimmy, by the way.
Jimmy.
Oh, thank you, Jimmy.
Very ableist of you. Dude.
And also, he couldn't fuck. So I mean, he was pretty outgoing about that. His tongue worked fine. So, and his wife would be there.
Wait, I thought that it was like a totally different system working your dick than it is, because people who are paraplegic can get hard-ons.
Well, it probably depends on why you're paraplegic, right?
It'd be funny if he was like, no, I mean, my dick didn't get hard before the accident.
He's like, thank God.
Yeah.